last week, Fantagraphics had two exciting releases: The Wrestler by Kenn Mortensen and Idris File by Idris. And I want to show both these books off to you. I'm going to put them under the microscope. Stay tuned and watch this video until the end. And we're back. My name is Taylor. This is Taylor Talks Comics. Thank you for joining me. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below with your thoughts on any of the books I'm talking about today, or any other comic book related topic. So last week, Fantagraphics had two awesome releases, which we're going to go over today. Special thanks to Tucker Stone and Fantagraphics for sending out these review copies. This was the first of both of these cartoonists' work that I've ever read. Kenn Mortensen has come on my radar with a lot of his artwork and things that we have seen, and I think there's been some art books and some other graphic novels that Fantagraphics has released that I constantly have my eye on, but I just haven't really pulled the trigger on picking up, so I was happy to read this. And then Idris File, never even heard of this cartoonist until this book came out, so I was excited to check that out. Always looking forward to checking out new cartoonists that I'm not aware of. So up first, we're going to talk about The Wrestler by Kenn Mortensen. This is, I'm trying to fix the camera here, a slim graphic novel. You see The Wrestler, Kenn Mortensen. You see the font there is very metal. This is very heavy metal infused book here. You see the other books that he has with Fantagraphics, The Christmas Bestiary and Night Terrors. And I think there's another one too. And then let's open this up. Here are the end papers on the front, and then the back has some more Nightmare Fuel of end papers. And then here's another great image of the wrestler, your main character there. And we get a foreword here by Jacob Stegelman. I'm not familiar with Jacob, but I read this first, as you should with a foreword. I don't know, do you guys read forewords or introductions before you read the story? I usually always do. I know sometimes people things can be spoiled, but whatever, I digress. As I bump the camera there. Jacob Stegelman here, though, writes about how Al Feldstein and the EC Comics crew and Bill Gaines would have loved Kenn Mortensen being in the bullpen of EC. And I knew of the artwork style of Kenn Mortensen, and I remember I've seen his art before. And I was just thinking, like, is that really EC inspired? Like, it's great horror art for sure, but I just can't imagine the EC bullpen. But I will say, after having read this story now, I will agree with Jacob. I think this is like a fleshed out, longer, I think his clock's in it's not really a page count. I think it's 60, 70 some pages. Fleshed out, longer EC style type story. Because it does have a lot of twists to it. Not just a twist ending, but a lot of different twists and turns throughout it. So as you can see here, we got a Grim Reaper type character floating in the sea of the dark abyss. And we wake up to the wrestler, our main protagonist here. He's being chained together. He's being imprisoned by this Grim Reaper type character. And the whole thing, this whole story, it's non-linear, so you go back and forth between present day and the past. But the whole thing is about this guy, the gentleman, was a wrestler. And within this world, there is no, kayfabe is real. Like there's no, like the fights and the wrestling is all real. It's not scripted like pro wrestling is in the real world. But he makes a deal with the devil. And first off, I have to point out, like, this is such like Tim Burton, like Nightmare Fuel, like Nightmare Before Christmas inspired artwork. Just amazing stuff. Like the line work and the pencils and the choice of like composition choices too, and the use of silhouettes in certain spots. It's just amazing artwork. I was blown away by the art. The lettering, all the lettering is absolutely amazing as well. You can see it's all hand lettered by Kenn Mortensen. Like this page alone has like different types of lettering that he instituted throughout it. But he makes a deal with the devil because I think they're gonna, let me get to the page with a big flashback here. Okay, so this is him as a wrestler back in the day. And he's fighting, Sledgehammer is his wrestling name. And he is not the best wrestler, not the best fighter. Here's all his friends here, which are kind of ragging on him about his wrestling career. We got this Andre the Giant character whose name is Fezzik the Giant, just like on Princess Bride, but under the giant character. And then we have this character looks like Roddy Piper, but bald. We have, kind of a Hillbilly Jim type character. And I was trying to think of what Japanese wrestler this reminded me of. But regardless, they're all kind of razzing him because he's not the best wrestler or best fighter. So he makes a deal with the devil to become a good fighter. And he becomes like the Hulk Hogan of the era, kind of. You can see him right here. He's invincible! But in order to do that, the devil makes him says that he has to fight certain people. So in this fight here in hell, he is fighting with this wrestling ring that the ropes are made out of human entrails, and it kind of reminds me of the EC baseball story, Foul Play by Jack Davis, where like the entrails and things were making up the baselines and different body parts and stuff are making up the field. But he makes a deal with the devil, and as you can imagine, it goes awry. I don't want to spoil anything else for you because it certainly has a lot of great twist endings. And in the back here, we get a lot of cool title lettering of things that Kenn Mortensen was working out. And then a little character bio, artist bio, and some more in paper artwork. Really, really great stuff, though. I mean, it's only $22.99. You could probably pick it up cheaper at other online retailers. Highly recommend this if you're into horror, if you're into wrestling, if you're into awesome artwork. Definitely pick that up. Then up next we have the Idris file. I'm going to show this cover off here. And the spine has like this wraparound different texture to it. And it's got like definitely a gloss finish to it. Spot gloss all over it. Here are the end papers. I think of the same on the front and back. And this is done on glossy paper. And we're going to get into the story now. So this story has to do with the main character Idris here, who you start off the story with him on the ship finding this Nazi flag. And this whole story, which I feel like this has become an often described, an often used phrase I use to describe some stories, some comics, and it's very David Lynchian. And I don't know if that's because a lot of cartoons coming up today, or a lot of the comics coming out today are David Lynch inspired, or if I just need to come up with better phrasing for how I describe things. Both may be true. But there's a lot of surreal aspects to this, a lot of character designs that are just like going to torment you as he's going through this life. And he is like this kind of outcast character where his mom's trying to protect him from like the evils of the world, perhaps. And he interacts with all these other characters that none of them are normal. So it's almost like he's like the normal character, even though he's being treated as like this crazy outcast. And he meets this girl. I'm trying not to spoil anything for you because I think the appreciation for this book is going to come when you read it and learn all these things on the go as you read. But he meets this girl who he interacts with quite a bit, who's kind of, she's weird in her own right, but she seems more normal to him, and he kind of looks up to her. And she has quite a lot of mysteries that she reveals of her own past. And this is all happening during the time of like Nazi Germany, just after Nazi Germany, where there's some characters that might be still tied to that. And I have to say that Dix, again, the cartoonist, his use of color has been brilliant. So it's all like these dreary, like browns and greens, but the characters' like clothing will pop out a little bit, which is great. I hate when people use browns and greens and then like everything's brown and green. Like you have to have some sort of popping out. But then they're in this like lower deck, like it's all like this bright red. And then like it's a super bright poppy color, which is a story element, which I don't want to ruin for you. I guess that's not the biggest spoiler, but just here's a good example of what you're going to encounter throughout this, like this bright, cheery image of all these people, and then these people just hanging here dead. I don't know. You have to read this. It's full of horror. It's full of mystery. It's full of suspense. It's just thrilling from page to page. Just reading and finding out about these characters in Idris, who, again, people treat like he's abnormal, but he might be the most normal one of the whole bunch. The whole cast of characters is really vast and wild, but I can't recommend this one enough as well. This one's $24.99 cover price. So these are both great reads, maybe for October, if you're into horror comics and spooky books in that time. They both kind of fit in line with that. But thank you so much for watching the video. Give the video a thumbs up, comment down below if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't already. I have a lot more Fantagraphics books to show off in the future and a lot more great comics to show off. And just remember to keep talking comics.